We are getting very close to what will be the war between the United States and Venezuela. Right now, we're in the phase where really one side or the other begins a posture, but ultimately, again, and I've said this in past videos, it looks like the US has made up its mind, and this is going to happen at some point anyway. But today, and you can see the image above from flight radar, we saw a flight of a B-52 bomber fly very close to Venezuela, and that raised some alarm bells. Of course, look, if you're going to see any kind of military aircraft on flight radar, it's all for show. It's to send a message diplomatically to a country that something real is coming soon. And of course, that message was received, and Venezuela responded by scrambling some fighter jets of their own. Venezuela has also picked up on its military exercises. This is footage showing amphibious watercraft and aircraft participating in an amphibious drill. I'm kind of curious about the applicability of that kind of training in a potential conflict with the United States, but, go off. In addition to all of this, President Trump has reportedly approved the CIA to begin operations in Venezuela, which so much for the whole clandestine part of covert action, but, that's just that. Honestly, if that headline is getting published, I would imagine that that's also itself part of diplomatic messaging. But at the same time, there are also reports that he's still deciding on whether or not the U.S. will launch ground attacks into Venezuela itself. And I want to stress this again and tie this to another story that we've talked about, and that is how the Pentagon has completely cracked down on the media that is able to report on anything that the Pentagon is doing, because there is nothing like that in U.S. history. Again, this administration came in proposing and promising record transparency, and these are all journalists that have covered the Pentagon for like 20 plus years, and they have done everything by the book, everything legally, and now they're no longer allowed to cover the Pentagon. Here we see the Pentagon disposing of a lot of their outlets. Basically, only OAN has accepted the terms that the Pentagon has set out. Everybody else, including, yes, Fox News, you read that right, and everybody else is not taking it. So yeah, while we're barreling towards a conflict with Venezuela, we have no idea, no insight into what the Pentagon's doing. Not like that would have mattered anyway, because it's not like the Pentagon has press briefings anymore anyway, like they used to. But look, none of this is about OPSEC or anything like that. This is about not having any accountability from the press. All of this is happening during a government shutdown where Congress is refusing to do anything at all. And the president has just continued to go on doing whatever he wants.